Myers.
Hey folks, you know Randy Marion is the king of price when it comes to buying a new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle, but how about king of price when it comes to the service department? Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville, Randy Marion Ford Lincoln in Statesville has you covered on tires, brakes, batteries, wipers, you name it. Any service you need on your vehicle, regardless of the make or model, come see Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville Service Department or Randy Marion Ford Lincoln Service Department today.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Hello and welcome to Dollars and Cents presented by North Main Financial. I'm your host, Joshua Dobi. Thank you so much for tuning in with us here. You got it 4 o'clock on a Thursday. Appreciate you hanging out with us here. You got 53 minutes, 24 seconds if you're a 9-to-5er. And I appreciate you spending that time with us here as we're giving attention to all things economic and financial here on Dollars and Cents. A lot in the news. I know we're going to get to the hot button items. There are lots of questions, lots of inquiry about the kinds of things that are hitting all of your collective news screens, whether you're getting it on your phone, your iPad, laptop, desktop, all those good kinds of things. Maybe you're like me and you still like to have the newsprint on your fingers. I got every time, if you're watching me on the socials here, every time I got the newsprint right in front of me here because I like to take a look at it, see if something might jump out to me while we're talking here on Dollars and Cents. But in doing so, you recall, as a previous listener with what we're talking about here, nothing is intended as a specific recommendation for you, meaning that even though we're going to be talking about any number of things, we're going to be looking at specific companies. I'll tell you in advance today, specific investments, definitely going to be doing that kind of thing. Sometimes we're looking at them in a positive light, sometimes in a maybe a less than positive light. Everybody's situation is unique, and we strongly, strongly recommend that you reach out to your tax advisor, to your financial advisor, or if you'd like to reach out to us here at North Main Financial Group, love to hear from you. Love to chat about your particular financial situation, see if there are ways in which we might be able to be helpful to you. Online, you can find us at northmainfinancial.com. That's north like the direction, Main like the street. Financial.com. NorthMainFinancial.com. We have a contact page on there. Leave us a phone number, email address. Let us know the most preferred and desirable ways for us to contact you, again, at NorthMainFinancial.com. You're also welcome to call us here in the studios. Producer Reese, he'll pick up the phone. He's going to take your question. Can't promise you I'm going to be able to get it in on this show. I like to say that in advance. That way, if somebody calls in and says, well, you didn't get... Hold on. Just tune in next week. All right. Maybe that's a little bit of a way to get you to tune in next week as well. But I promise you, I'm going to get to it, even if I can't get into it today relative to the docket here that we have for discussion. 844-STUDIO-4. That's 844-788-3464, 844-788-3464 here in the studio. If you'd like to give us a call, you got a question, can't speak into your specific space. If you're going to be calling, what should I do inside of my 401k? No, can't do that. What's the hot stock tip? I'll tell you in advance. If I'm the one giving you the hot stock tips, you definitely are not in a space where you should be. You definitely don't want to be taking those kinds of things from me. As a matter of fact, you probably should be running in the opposite direction if you're looking for stock tips from somebody like me. But certainly with regards to planning thoughts and overall strategic kinds of inclinations that you have heard about or the kinds of things that folks are considering, we get a lot of questions on cryptocurrency, technology stocks right now because they happen to be very hot. Definitely getting a lot of questions on that kind of thing. We'll be talking about that a little later on in today's show, but always happy to hear from you and always want to be sure that the things that we're talking about here on Dollars and Cents are helpful and relevant to you. So always feel free to do that. All right, let's dive in. This one, a lot of questions on this, and you know, it. I'm chuckling because 30 years of doing this, there are a whole bunch of trends that we see, and there are kinds of things when it comes to human behavior in the investment and financial universe. We just do repeat things. We really do, and I think in part it's because this business, the markets are by design cyclical. Meaning that there are ups and there are downs and there's a whole lot of time in between. But certainly with regards to this next item I'm going to be mentioning here, absolutely cyclical, absolutely predictable, unfortunately, I would say, that we're having the kind of response that we're having, but it happens every single time. I'm looking at gold. Yes, I am. Looking at gold as an investment. If we're looking at it in the securitized asset form, I need to look at the two largest ETFs, exchange-traded funds that trade based upon the spot price of gold. So I'm looking at the ETF GLD, Green Larry David. I'm looking at the ETF IAU, Indian Alpha Umbrella, the two largest gold ETFs that are out there. Not a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold either one of those, but I do have to say that insofar, well, I shouldn't say but, that would imply that what I just said, you shouldn't listen to it. I'm going to say it again. Not a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold the GLD or the IAU ETFs. Gold hitting an all-time high. $4,000 a troy ounce. So the metric of measurement is identified and measured at the London Stock Exchange, the LSE, $4,000 a troy ounce. All-time record, all-time high, even in the last month. So we've been talking about this for the last couple of shows here on Dollars and Cents. Even in the last month, the price of gold up 10%, excuse me. As of the close today, right around 10% in terms of appreciation here just in the last month. So, all right, you can go ahead and ask the question. I've been asking it of myself here pretty constantly over the last several months. Why? Why is there, 50%, more than 50% actually now, over the course of the last 12 months, huge amount of appreciation in terms of, again, the spot price of gold, and as a result, a number of gold-based ETFs, even the gold miners, which are, I would say, loosely correlated to the price of gold, definitely have seen, in many instances, not all, have seen notable appreciation. Why is that the case? Well, you're going to get commentary now, because there's no way that we can legitimately say, well, it's due to this either binary fact or even this collection of facts. Even if we were to stretch it into some sort of algorithmic explanation in that end of things, it'd be loose at best. In terms of identifying it. But let's take a look at it. So why the appreciation in terms of the price of gold here over the last number of months, certainly over the last year and a half or so? Could be any number of different reasons. Let's talk about gold as an investment, first of all. Gold, in terms of the investment quality of it, is really in its current form. And I would encourage disagreement on this, because I don't see objective data to suggest otherwise. It's an alternative to the stock market. It's an alternative to the bond market. It's an alternative to the currency markets. It's an alternative to the cryptocurrency markets. It's different. And goes along with that, so it's different. It's not those things that I just mentioned. And there is a very large market of folks who want to buy, sell, /trade the gold element or bullion itself, or certainly on the pricing of a troy ounce of gold. So when you put those two things together, when it's non-correlated, which is what we talked about there, it's not lined up with other asset classes, and the fact that there is a huge market of folks who are buying and selling on that end of things, folks, then you're going to have a market. You're going to have folks who are going to be trading it. It's going to be something that's going to be listed on some level of exchange in doing that. And you may be listening to what I'm saying going, well, wait a minute. Well, what about the fact that gold standard? Nope, left that in the 1970s. We are so far off anything that looks like a gold standard at this point. No correlation there. Well, what about industrial uses? Yes, absolutely. Gold is used for industrial uses, but in tiny increments. We're not using whole gold bars for anything anymore. Third item I often hear, well, what about for governments, the interchange of wealth between governments? Nope, all digital now, folks. I know you're probably saying, well, what's wrong with gold? Not saying there's anything wrong with gold. I just want to make sure you're thinking about it in the right ways. And we'll talk more about it here after the break. Going to take a couple of seconds to hear from our sponsors. Hang with us as we come back here in a moment on Dollars and Cents, presented by North Main Financial on WSIC.
Make no mistake.
Did you say steak?
We'll be back to talk more finances and food on Dollars and Cents, presented by North Main Financial on WSIC. Local starts here.
A real taste of fall air has returned once again around the lake. Plenty of sunshine today and cooler, less humid too. Just really comfy. Afternoon high temperatures in the low 70s. We'll drop back into the upper 40s around the lake. Maybe even some mid 40s waking up for our chilly starts on Friday morning. Afternoon high temperatures, though, get back into the low 70s and a dry weekend coming up. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Dreaming of a new home or a better rate? At O'Brien Home Loans, our team of independent brokers find tailored solutions that truly fit your life. Proudly serving North Carolina with honest advice and local heart. Visit o'brienhomeloans.com today for a free quote.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. The 500 Club in Statesville is having their Members Couples Club Championship on Saturday. Visit the 500 Club online for more information on tee times, memberships, the Victory Lane Sports Bar and Grill, and golf lessons. Get ready to do the time warp again on Halloween night. WSIC Radio is bringing the Rocky Horror Picture Show to the Charles Mack Citizen Center in Mooresville. The movie will play at the Joe V. Knox Auditorium screen with a live shadowcast performing alongside the film. Standard and VIP experience tickets are on sale right now at WSICnews.com. The VIP experience begins at 6 p.m. with the showtime at 8. Sing along, dress up, and join the fun. This is a Halloween night you will not forget. WSIC presents the Rocky Horror Picture Show October 31st in Mooresville. The dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway is ready to take center stage this fall. The World Short Track Championships take place October 31st and November 1st, featuring the nation's best weekly dirt racers. And then get ready for the World of Outlaws World Finals, November 5th through the 8th. Sprint cars, late models, and big block modifieds take their final checkered flags of 2025 while their champions are crowned. Click on charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets, schedules, and camping information.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Saturdays and Sundays now through November 23rd. There's music, comedy, circus entertainments. Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last. Huzzah!
Stay up to date and find out about local events, job opportunities, real estate information, and more. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
From market trends to retirement plans, Joshua Dobi has you covered. We're back with more Dollars and Cents presented by North Main Financial on WSIC. Local starts here.
Hello and welcome back to Dollars and Cents presented by North Main Financial. I'm your host, Joshua Dobi. Thank you so much for hanging with us here. It's the second quarter of today's show. Blatant football reference. We talk sports on here. You know it, we do. We talk about the football season when it's not the football season. We usually give it the countdown. Those wonderful folks over at NFL.com even give us a countdown clock so that we can tell you how many days, hours, and minutes it is until the football season. But now we're in it. Now we're in it. So we're just going to now we can't. I don't want to hear from anybody. It says, why do you talk about football whenever it's not the football season? Well, now it is the football season, so I don't want to hear it anymore. And we're going to talk about, because you know us, we're homers here at WSIC. I mean, we broadcast the games. We have to talk about them. And we don't always talk about them as enthusiastically as sometimes maybe we should, because some weeks are really tough when it comes.
It's a little bit different.
But not this week. Not that, and I am speaking loudly on purpose because our Panthers. I mean, I'll raise my hand. Producer Reese and I were talking about this during the break here. I may or may not have turned the channel once it got to 0-17.
I did too.
Okay, on Sunday, our Panthers literally were down 17 points. I had bad feelings in my stomach. I had bad feelings about what I thought was going to happen for the end of the game. I tuned back in, maybe just because I just wanted to see how bad the misery was. And I'll admit that as well. And maybe just to tune back in late in the third quarter. We got a football team. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was in the Gatorade there during halftime. It doesn't even matter to me. I mean, holy smokes.
Yeah.
I mean, we came back like a house on fire in the second half there. That was
It looked
awesome.
like we knew what we were doing.
You know what? No, we did know. Don't tell me this look. No, don't, Producer Reese.
Okay, we did
We
know.
absolutely knew what we were doing. We were marching down the field like we were just on a battlefield.
Yep.
They were just going. It was great to see. And our Panthers won this past week. And as Producer Reese reminded me, which I would absolutely have said today, mathematically, we are absolutely in the running, not only for the playoffs, but the possibility to win the Super Bowl. I'll put it out there. I don't have any problem with that at all.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. You get into the playoffs, everybody can win the Super Bowl. That's true. I mean, it's one game. It's not like these best of 3, 5, 7 series that you get in
Right.
baseball, right? Where you got to duke it out for several games. Ask the Yankees. Tough one. I'm a Red Sox fan. I don't mind the Yankees losing. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a possibility where you can have good games and bad games and be out of it. No, it's one game. one-game situation when it comes to the NFL. And frankly, for big-time college football, for Division I college football as well, where that's a possibility there. So anyhow, I got to say that love the Panthers. Go. I mean, it's we're very nearly 500, 5 games into the season. Can't be literally 500 when you've only played 5 games. We're very close to 500. Absolutely, the possibilities in front of us here. Let's go get it. Let's go Panthers. All right, and I do have to talk about this other one. I heard from some of you, mostly, let's call them App State and NC State fans, here this past week with regards to what is happening to the Tar Heels in Chapel Hill and their football team. It's challenging time. It's challenging time if you are a UNC Tar Heels fan. And
I'm looking at it right now.
Are you really?
Yeah.
It's not good. Yeah. I even heard, I mean, I didn't think this would be the case because there's such a huge buyout on his contract. But there was some chirping here early on this week after another not very good weekend for the Tar Heels that there was a possibility that they were going to buy out Coach Belichick's contract. I can't imagine that. I mean, it would not be cheap to do that. And would you want to do that in the midpoint of the season? Because essentially you're throwing away the season as well, or at least it's very hard to recover from something like that. And they both came out. They must have been reading the same stuff that I was because then Coach Belichick came out, the university came out, or at least the university athletic department came out and said, we still support each other. We're in this for the long haul. We'll see if that's the case. But it's hard to be a Tar Heels fan right now. And I know I got a lot of Tar Heel fans here listen to us, and I'm saying I see it. It's painful. It's painful right now. I don't know. I mean it's such an interesting situation up there in Chapel Hill right now, and that's all I'm going to say about it.
For me, the way I was raised.
Yeah, go ahead.
You guys know the story.
Okay,
but I'm celebrating.
Now, wait a minute. You sound like the App State and the NC State fans that I'm getting who are just, I mean, they got heart emojis. I don't even know how to do that kind of stuff. The heart emojis all over the final score of that. That's what you sound like, Producer Reese. Come on now. We got to.
My dad's from Indiana. So.
I know. Boy, speaking of Indiana, they had a bye week this past week, so they didn't play this week. But I mean, I literally
Other than that,
holy mackerel, are they playing well? I mean, and let's also call some things what they are also. Hoosier football fans, not talking Hoosier basketball fans, Indiana Hoosier football fans have done a lot of suffering. I mean, they have been at the bottom rung of the Big Ten for a long time.
And now they have their turn.
Let's go. Let's do it. I am so happy to see it. They're even talking about that quarterback who I can't remember his name right now. They're even talking about that quarterback as Heisman Trophy possibly finalist.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, he is lights out. I've watched him in a couple of games now. Mm-hmm. Holy smokes, looking good. I'm all for it. Let's bring up the underdogs. Let's shake it up a little bit here. And go ahead.
It hasn't just been wins. Like
completely agree.
They've been
dominant wins. Yeah. I watched that game against Illinois here a couple of weeks ago. Apologies to all my Illinois fans. I know you're sitting out there as well. Holy mackerel. Yeah. I mean, just running over them like a freight train. It was anyhow. So like I said, IU fans have done a lot of suffering on the football end of things. Happy that they can finally enjoy some time where they're the ones who are and I say this with all respect because all of you who have either played or have been a part of this know exactly what I'm saying. I am glad that they are just not the number one choice for everybody else's homecoming game, right?
Yeah.
Because the team you bring in whenever you're having your homecoming, you bring in the one that you're pretty sure you're going to beat.
Right.
So I'm just glad that they're not that team anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice not to be that
no
team.
one wants to mess with them now.
Exactly. Nobody wants to schedule. I think that's a very positive thing. All right, let's keep going here. Got to talk a little bit about what's happening out there, market-wise, company-wise, lots of information. We were talking gold there in the last segment, first quarter of today's show, and talking about the fact that the spot price for a troy ounce as measured by the London Stock Exchange, where that measure is kept and is the benchmark that I would offer is used by all trading mechanisms here around the globe, over $4,000. a troy ounce. All-time high on that end of things. What makes me queasy about that, the reason why I'm bringing it up, a lot of questions on it, a lot of inquiry on it. What makes me queasy on that, and I know I'm the killjoy. I'm definitely not the fun guy at the cocktail party. But is because we're talking about it now that it's at an all-time high. And that's the part that is challenging, because the bad things that happen in the back of my brain say, why wasn't anybody talking about this at $2,500 a troy ounce, or at $3,000 a troy ounce, or $3,500 even a troy ounce, which was literally about a month and a half ago that it was there at the 3,500 level. Why wasn't anybody talking about it with intensity there, or at least not enough people talking about it with intensity there? The part that makes me queasy, and I understand this is the way the machine works. Just be careful. Just be careful. A lot of questions. Should we get into gold? Gold, it's going to, because I see all the revised estimates now. 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. It's almost like it's a game of who can make the highest prediction number of where gold's going to go from here. Just be careful. I'm not telling you to invest in it, not invest in it. I'm not telling you it's good or bad. It's different for everybody. Everybody needs to do their own due diligence, make their own decisions on that kind of thing. What I'm saying is, relative to technical analysis and how the price of gold moves, you don't need to believe me. Look at the last 40 years of how it's moved. Just be careful with how you think about those kinds of things. Let me put it you can check me on this. Price of gold hit $800. I know we're at 4,000. You're saying, well, when was it 800? It was a little while ago. Hit $800 right around 1982, 1983. It then went on an extended downward cycle where it took over 10 years for it to come back to $800 a troy ounce. You can check me on this. It took over a decade on it. So it hit $800, then it went down, right? It went down 700, 600. Actually, I think it bottomed out at about 250, 260 a troy ounce there in the early 90s where it hit. And then it came back up, right? So it came up from there, notable kind of appreciation. But if you were one who had bought it there in the early 1980s, and let's say around $800 a troy ounce, it took you a decade just to get your money back. You don't have to believe me. Take a look at it. Take a look at that spot price history when it comes to a troy ounce of gold. I'm saying that not because gold's bad, gold's wrong. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that because I want you to have a good, clear understanding about how asset pricing works. And it's not true that things just move in a straight line in perpetuity. Does not work that way. Even though, again, I know I've seen it like you've seen it. It seems like we get a new analyst every day that says, well, it hit 4,000, it's going to 8,000, or it hit 4,000, it's going to 10,000. Okay, give me a reason why. Tell me why that's the case. Don't just put it out there and say that this is where it's going. I need to have a reason. What's the impetus? And there are things that are being tossed out there. I can be on board a little bit with the idea of the devaluation of the U.S. dollar and some alt investing or alternative investing kinds of strategies coming into play. Same thing relative to the cryptocurrency aspect of things. We've seen Bitcoin get up over $125,000 a piece. And so there's some lots of speculation. Why is that the case? And let me say the more cogent kind of arguments that I've seen in that space say, well, we've got some depreciation in the U.S. dollar, perhaps moving out of one currency into another, perhaps into another alternative investment that's not the bond market, not the stock market. Fair. I can see that because of the cyclical nature of not only the asset itself, but also the movement of investment between different asset classes. Yes, I can say that there is some element of that. Is it the only element? Of course not, folks. It never is. So make sure if you're looking at that kind of thing, you're taking a look at gold, folks, make sure you're making your decisions for the right reasons. Don't just chase it because it's at an all-time high and maybe a buddy of yours had good success with it. That's not an investment. That's guessing. Don't do it that way. All right. I'm going to give you a few moments to talk about that. We're going to be coming back here in a few seconds as we hear from our sponsors here on WSIC.
Make no mistake.
Did you say steak?
We'll be back to talk more finances and food on Dollars and Cents, presented by North Main Financial on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, a real taste of fall air has returned once again around the lake. Plenty of sunshine today and cooler. Less humid, too. Just really comfy. Afternoon high temperatures in the low 70s. We'll drop back into the upper 40s around the lake. Maybe even some mid-40s, waking up for our chilly starts on Friday morning. Afternoon high temperatures, though, get back into the low 70s and a dry weekend coming up. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts. The Southern Christmas Show, November 13th through 23rd at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Save on tickets at southernchristmasshow.com, courtesy of Kraft Body Scan.
The Southern Christmas Show.
Are you sick of running out of hot water? Whether it's in the middle of a shower or doing dishes, cold water's never fun. Say goodbye to those surprises with a Rinnai tankless water heater from GMV Energy. This energy-efficient propane-powered solution heats water instantly, so you'll never run out again. Plus, it saves money and frees up space. Propane models start at just $295 after rebates. Visit any G&B Energy location or gbenergy.com to learn more.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Yeehaw for rodeo season at Harrison's, the home of work, western, and wow. Whether you compete or cheer from the stands, Harrison has the looks to help you wow the crowd. Get western classics and the latest styles from Harriet, Cinch, Rock and Roll Denim, and Wrangler. Find us in Mooresville.
If you need home medical equipment, call Lowry Drug in Statesville. We have everything you need in stock, including portable oxygen concentrators, CPAPs, masks, lift chairs, wheelchairs, scooters, hospital beds, supplies, and anything else you need. Get it when you need it. Check out LowryDrug.com or call 704-873-2247. Lowry Drug, your hometown source since 1959, across from Iredell Memorial Hospital. We are worth the drive. Come see us.
Take your life by the reins and let the horses at Willow Equine heal and empower you. Located in Mooresville, our services help with trauma, anxiety, depression, and addiction. Love life again. Visit willowequine.com today.
I'll be honest, I wanted to be a diva. Why feel guilty? Let me help you be a diva for a few hours a week. Yes, I'm Andrea, owner of Spotless Cleaning. Our guarantee? It is very special. If you're unhappy, we'll do it again. Still unhappy? Your fee is donated to a charity of your choice. The Docinho de Coco Guarantee. To honor my grandparents, who taught me both a spotless house and time to live life big are important. Spotless Cleaning and C.com.
Make your work easier with Eagle Rentals of Troutman and Statesville. Eagle Rentals has generators, heaters, fans, painting equipment, floor care equipment, pressure washers, lighting equipment, and lawn care equipment. Plus, Eagle Rentals has construction equipment like forklifts, bobcat loaders, backhoes, excavators, and more. Reserve online at EagleRentals.com. That's EagleRentals.com.
Hello, friends. This is Dwight with Gullion's Christian Supply and Homeschool Headquarters, inviting you to join the Gullion family and staff in praising the Lord for 30 years of providing you with trustworthy and inspiring books, Bibles, music, gifts, and supplies. We so appreciate your support and friendship over all these years. With locations in King and Statesville, North Carolina, visit us again soon for encouraging fellowship and essential provisions for your Christian life. Gullion's Christian Supply and Homeschool Headquarters, where the Bible stands.
Don't miss a thing. Download the WSIC News app today. WSIC. Local starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Tesla's under investigation over incidents in which its vehicles drove through red lights and violated other traffic laws while using the company's partial automation software. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says it's aware of 58 such incidents, including Tesla's driving the wrong way on a one-way street that involved the driver assistance system marketed as full self-driving. The probe adds to ongoing investigations into Tesla doors, autopilot features, and whether it's reporting crashes in a timely manner. According to Redfin, more home sellers are testing out the housing market. New listings of homes for sale in the past month have risen 2.3% from the same time a year ago, which is the biggest increase in 3 months. Ferrari has offered a glimpse of its first electric car. The Electrica will have 4 motors, 1 on each wheel, which will deliver the equivalent of more than 1,000 horsepower. The 5-seater can reach 60 miles an hour in just 2.5 seconds. Deliveries of the car are expected late next year. Dan Schwartzman, Bloomberg Radio.
Friendly reminder, don't brake when you see the lake.
WSIC. Local starts here.
From market trends to retirement plans, Joshua Dobi has you covered. We're back with more Dollars and Cents presented by North Main Financial on WSIC. Local starts here.
Hello and welcome back to Dollars and Cents presented by North Main Financial. I'm your host, Joshua Dobi. Thank you so much for hanging with us here. You made it second half of today's show. That's a football reference as well. I appreciate you spending that time with us here. We're talking on all things economic, financial. Yeah, we're going to sprinkle in some football and food. You know that. That's how we do it here. Got to be a little bit anecdotal. I mean, if I just talk to you about Federal Reserve dropping rates or, about where non-correlated assets relative to the stock market are, I mean, your eyes might start to glaze over. It's possible. Not me. I love that stuff. I could listen to that stuff all day and night, but I'm just enough self-aware to know that not everybody may be in that same camp as I am there. So we were talking about football because that's what we were doing there in the second quarter. That's what we do. But we're also talking about the price of gold, and it's primarily because I had so many questions on it. So many inquiries on it. It happens whenever something hits. I mean, same thing happens with cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin hits an all-time high, which it has here recently. Lots of questions on that. Lots of questions on technology stocks that are out there that have hit all-time highs. They've had huge amounts of appreciation in a relatively short amount of time. And you're going to hear me say this in the fourth quarter as well, because that's usually how I close the show. But I'm going to say it again here because I want you to be careful. Be careful that you invest in things for the right reasons. That's true if the market's up. It's true if the market's down. It's true if it's run sideways in between. You want to make sure that you're making those decisions for the right reasons. Don't get, as my daughters told me that I need to understand, don't get FOMO, right? And that's an acronym. I know. I had to figure it out because, of course, I didn't know what it was. Fear of missing out, FOMO. Don't get that when it comes to the investing universe. Don't just invest in something simply because you think or guess, I would even call it a guess, that it's going to go higher from here. Also, similar, correlated, not exactly the same. Don't think that everything's going to move in a straight line. Don't do it. I'm seeing it again. I'm seeing it out there with some regularity, or whether we're talking about the price of gold or some of these technology stocks that are linked to AI-related kinds of pursuits. I'm starting to see the market in increasing ways start to think in straight lines. Folks, don't do it. You don't have to believe me. I respect that. You don't have to believe what I'm saying. Take a look at, please, the market history, though. Take a look at index history. So it's sometimes, if you don't want to look at an individual stock, I get it. You want to take a look at the broad-based market, do it. Take a look at how cycles run. Now, if you look at an extended market history, so let's say you're looking at 80 or 90 years worth, you're going to say, well, everything just goes up. No, first of all, no, not true. But secondly, yes, if you look over an extended market history, especially when you're looking at our most popular stock indices, and you're not just looking at a couple of months or a couple of years, but you're looking at several decades, yeah, that is what you're going to see. You're going to see long-term capital appreciation inside of our most popular stock indices. You're definitely going to see that. However, it does not move in a straight line. So if you're looking at, let's say, 50, 60, 70 years worth, I'm going to ask you to use your two fingers, right, when it's on your phone, and you zoom in a little bit, get a little bit closer, make that time frame shorter, take a look at what happens. And you don't believe me, but take a look at 2022. Take a look at 2018. Take a look at 2012. Take a look at 2008, 2009. Again, look at these kinds of instances where the market has taken a real hammer, as far as negative movement is concerned in certain time frames. Does it last forever? No, it does not. But I'll tell you that when we start thinking in straight lines like what we're doing right now, we tend to be prone, in my experience, to more negative whiplash, meaning that it's going to move south and it's going to move quickly. Does that mean it's going to happen now? No. I mean, I've raised my hand any number of times. I'll do it again in saying I thought 2025 was going to be that year, and especially once we got into March and April of this year and we had tariffs hit everybody's lips as far as our economic analytics were concerned. And I thought we were going to get 6, 9, maybe 12 months as the market was trying to digest them. No. 3.5 weeks. 3.5 weeks, we not only digested, we just pushed on. And we pushed on not only to where we were, but we moved on beyond that as measured by our most popular stock indices. So I'm just saying, just be careful when it comes to choosing your investments. Be careful when you're looking at investing in the hot issues. Does that mean that everything that's out there that has done well is going to go down? No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying be careful. The hot money comes in quick and the hot money leaves quick. Say it again. The hot money comes in quick and the hot money leaves quick. So just be careful when you're making your investment choices, especially if you're taking a look at something that maybe is a little bit more aggressive in this kind of market. Be wary and be willing to be able to say from an investment standpoint that these are the reasons why I own it. And if it goes down, I'm going to hold on to it. And perhaps even I may want to buy a little bit more of it. That's important. And you want to identify that up front. You want to identify that before you go into the investment, not afterwards. Certainly not after it's pulled back. Too late at that point to go through that kind of analytic. Make sure you do that in advance. All right, we're going to talk a little food here. That's what we do. Usually in the third quarter end of things. I came across this one. And producer Reese asked if I had any weird collaborations. You know, the weird collaborations, for whatever reason, have kind of fallen off my timeline. So I don't know if I just didn't pay enough attention to them. Because we had some weird ones there for a while. I mean, I was coming up with all kinds of stuff. Do you remember the pizza flavored cinnamon toast crunch cereal?
Yeah.
Remember that came out during Super Bowl?
Or
yeah,
something with pickles.
Yeah, pickle everything.
Yeah.
I mean, pickles apparently are a whole lot more popular than I understand. Now, I know pickles are popular in my household because my daughters, for whatever reason, they just love pickles, especially my youngest one. I don't know. She just loves pickles. I mean, it's just the way it is. Not the sweet ones, the dill ones. Okay. So she's very much in the dill end of things. Then I came across that story, you're right, where we were talking about, pickled flavored ice cream. I mean, that was in that mix.
Or was it like pickle fries?
We had definitely
like
pickle
that.
fries. Actually, I want to even say, is it Burger King maybe that had pickle fries there for a while, where you could get fried pickles? It was some QSR, some quick serve restaurant.
It was pickle related.
That's
what
it was.
I know.
And I also have to raise my hand. When you talk about fried pickles, I will absolutely eat some fried pickles.
Yeah,
it really doesn't
now
matter.
You know how I feel about pickles.
I know, but I mean, I do like pickles. So I like pickles on sandwiches. I do like I love fried pickles. Of course, I love fried everything. Who am I fooling? But I do love fried pickles. But yeah, when I got to pickle flavored ice cream, that I'm willing to try it. I'm willing to be the one who will pick up the spoon. I'll do a blind taste test, or even not a blind taste test. I'll jump right in on that.
Do they take one for the team?
I don't mind doing that. I mean, because who knows? I mean, it may be the best experience of my life. I have no idea. So even though up front I'm looking at that going, that doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah. So no, I don't have any real weird ones today. Came across this one, though, and I do like checking out Food and Wine. Shout out to foodandwine.com. I do take a lot of stories from you when it comes to the food end of things. So we got to get them on here as a sponsor. If I'm going to be talking about them this much, they got to be sponsoring Dollars and Cents here, because I'm looking at this particular survey that they did, and it says, now I can't verify this. This is a very unscientific poll, so I want to say that first of all. Okay. That they tried dozens of sandwich shops in 2025. These are 5 of the best. Now, I'm glad that they didn't say they were the 5 best, because when I'm looking at these, I'm like, I don't even know what these things are. But I'm willing to try it. I mean, if I ever travel to these places, I'm absolutely going to do it and try these things out.
So it's not the best 5.
It says 5 of the best, which I'm glad they say that. Okay. because they're not putting themselves out there saying these are the 5 best, because that gets a little tricky. Right, because you got geographic differences. You definitely have taste and palate differences across different parts of the country. So I don't like when somebody says, well, these are the absolute 5 best. Yeah. No.
Because it's subjective.
It is very subjective. I mean, it's kind of like when I say I'll eat literally any fried chicken anywhere, except that I will eat any fried chicken anywhere. It doesn't matter. You bring me some Raising Cane's, you bring me Tender's restaurant right across the street here over in Cornelius. I mean, I will... it doesn't matter. I've never had bad fried chicken, ever. I've never had it. I've never had it and said, "Ooh, I wish I wouldn't have done that."
Yeah,
that has never happened in my experience. I dare say it will never happen. So I'm teasing you up a little bit. We're going to talk about this when we come into the fourth quarter, talking about what Food and Wine says are 5 of the best sandwich experiences they've had around the country. A little bit fun. We're going to bring it to you anecdotally. Hang with us here. Coming back on WSIC.
Make no mistake.
Did you say steak?
We'll be back to talk more finances
and food
on Dollars and Cents, presented by North Main Financial on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, a real taste of fall air has returned once again around the lake. Plenty of sunshine today and cooler, less humid too. Just really comfy. Afternoon high temperatures in the low 70s. We'll drop back into the upper 40s around the lake. Maybe even some mid-40s, waking up for our chilly starts on Friday morning. Afternoon high temperatures, though, get back into the low 70s and a dry weekend coming up. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. The 500 Club in Statesville is having their Members Couples Club Championship on Saturday. Visit the 500 Club online for more information on tee times, memberships, the Victory Lane Sports Bar and Grill, and golf lessons. Get ready to do the time warp again on Halloween night. WSIC Radio is bringing the Rocky Horror Picture Show to the Charles Mack Citizen Center in Mooresville. The movie will play at the Joe V. Knox Auditorium screen with a live shadowcast performing alongside the film. Standard and VIP experience tickets are on sale right now at WSICnews.com. The VIP experience begins at 6 p.m. with the showtime at 8. Sing along, dress up, and join the fun. This is a Halloween night you will not forget. WSIC presents the Rocky Horror Picture Show October 31st in Mooresville. The dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway is ready to take center stage this fall. The World Short Track Championships take place October 31st and November 1st, featuring the nation's best weekly dirt racers. And then get ready for the World of Outlaws World Finals, November 5th through the 8th. Sprint cars, late models, and big block modifieds take their final checkered flags of 2025 while their champions are crowned. Click on charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets, schedules, and camping information.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays now through November 23rd. Non-stop shop at Giant Crafts Market. Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
Stay up to date and find out about local events, job opportunities, real estate information, and more. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
From market trends to retirement plans, Joshua Dobi has you covered. We're back with more Dollars and Cents, presented by North Main Financial on WSIC. Local starts here.
Hello and welcome back to Dollars and Cents, presented by North Main Financial. I'm your host, Joshua Dobi. Thank you for hanging with us here. You made it, fourth quarter of today's show. You got 11 minutes, 55 seconds until you hit that 5 o'clock bell. Almost there. Don't quit on me, though. Don't stop now. You're on the short run at this point. You can make it. Let's get there together. And I appreciate, as you're doing that you spend a little time with us here, talking about all items, economic, financial, and we're sprinkling some anecdotal kinds of things there. I'd forgotten one. Producer Reese and Producer Bill had told me, or reminded me, about the local opening of Whataburger.
This is big.
No, I mean, this is a big deal. Now, let me also say that just about anything that has to do with hamburger-related news in my world,
oh yeah,
I'm in.
I feel the same way.
It's kind of like fried chicken. Yeah. I mean, anything that has to do with fried chicken. That's why we talked about Raising Cane's for 3 weeks in a row, because of the possibility. No, not the possibility. They've actually secured locations here in the greater Charlotte region and Fort Mill areas as well. But Whataburger opening up. So today was the day. So
today was the opening day.
The actual day. And I understand that some of our folks here at WSIC went ahead and were the very willing sacrificial lambs.
Yes.
Right? And trying it out. And as I understand it, especially if you're watching me on the socials, they're giving it the W.
Yeah, Producer Bill did the W.
Gave it the W, which I believe has a dual meaning for both Whataburger and for the win.
Right.
So, well,
when Producer Bill says it's a W,
it's
a W.
I'm in for it.
Yeah.
I may just do that right after we're off the air here. I have no problem at all doing that at all. So good stuff.
I've had Whataburger only once.
Oh, you have to have it more than once.
And it was the one that looks like it's from 1950.
Which is the best kind. Yes. That's
the only time I've had it.
That's the best kind. I mean, that in my opinion, everybody has their biases, right? Everybody has things they like and don't like. In my opinion, that's the best kind.
And that one was in downtown Mooresville.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this one's on 150.
Exactly.
It is a modern kind.
It is. It is the modern iteration, right, of that kind of thing. I'm willing to try both. Actually, I'd like to have one in each hand. So I'd like to say, okay, let's try.
Let's compare.
Let's
see
exactly.
which one's better.
Yeah, exactly. I'm willing to be that guinea pig as well.
Yeah.
I'll give it a rating. Not that anybody would care, but I'll still give it a rating and try each one anyhow. It's good for us. Good for another option here. As we were going to break there, we were talking about sandwiches as well. Like I said, Food and Wine did their. They do polls all the time, and I have to believe they're very unscientific. I don't know how many different sandwich shops they tried out, but they said they tried out a lot of them. Or they said they tried dozens. Argumentative. I've tried out dozens also through my years. I have not taken a poll of any kind. And as I look through these, and I got to tell you in advance that for a couple of these, especially the first one, I mean, they had fruit on the sandwich.
No.
Now again, I know, and I need to be sensitive though to listeners with different palates and with different desires. However, I mean, when I'm talking about a sandwich, I do have an image in mind. For example, Whataburger. That is a sandwich. And that might be just on the pathway to nirvana. That might be
Right.
from heaven itself. But when I'm talking about a sandwich that has blueberries in it,
Yeah, I just don't know why.
and I love blueberries. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
not that I don't like blueberries, but blueberries for me are segmented to say pancakes.
There you
right?
go.
Pancakes with syrup.
Yeah.
I love blueberries there. Blueberries in a pie. Also,
What about a blueberry muffin?
love blueberry muffins. Oh my
Those are
gosh.
good.
Oh my gosh, do I love blueberry muffins. Right? But blueberries on a sandwich? Okay. I mean, I know there are, again, different palates, different tastes
Yeah,
out
some
there.
people might love
Yeah.
that.
So anyhow, if you're heading out to Harrodsburg, California, according to Food and Wine, if you go to the restaurant Troubadour, you can get a sandwich with arugula. All right, let's put this together. Arugula, right? Pineapple, carrots, cream cheese, and blueberries. Now again, on a multigrain bread. So I mean, if you're going for if you're vegan, so for example, right? So definitely some possibilities here.
Yeah.
If you are looking, and this is, I would call it like Northern California. Stylistically, it definitely fits, right? For that
Yeah, I
kind of
guess you
thing.
could say that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's so. They said it was one of the best out of the dozens. Still no quantification of that.
Okay.
They just said that's what they did. Now here's the next one. Kind of in my wheelhouse. All right, knuckle sandwich. First of all, the name. So anything, if you're willing to call your restaurant Knuckle Sandwich, I'm automatically interested. Knuckle Sandwich out of Austin, Texas. Here's their actual knuckle sandwich. So the actual on the menu knuckle sandwich: mortadella, salami, capicola, and vinaigrette and aioli on Italian bread. All
Okay.
of those things.
Yeah, to me that seems like stuff that would actually be on a sandwich.
I'm in for it. I mean, holy smokes! Now again, I know everybody's situation and styles are different there. When I saw that, ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it does.
I'll take one in each hand. Absolutely on that end of things. All right, Marty's Deli out of Minneapolis. None of these places I've heard about, by the way. I mean, which doesn't make them good or bad, right or wrong, but they're from all over the country. None of them in Charlotte, North Carolina. A little bit disgusted about that.
Yeah. Where's Jersey Mike's on the list?
I mean, you talk about something that's popular. I mean, so popular that that they sold. They actually sold the whole business to Rourke. Yeah,
really?
$8 billion. How many sandwiches you got to make for $8 billion? By the way, I mean that. Holy mackerel!
100 million.
I mean, like all the time. I mean, you just got to keep selling them.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever the number is, you got to make more on that end of things. And I don't know. I've never been in a Jersey Mike's where it's not busy.
Yeah.
So that's
well, Jersey Mike's is my favorite.
okay. So that's your wheelhouse.
The only thing I don't like
Yeah.
is that it closes at 9 p.m.
See,
And to me, that is so early for a sandwich shop.
I agree. I agree on that because I do get the late night munchies.
Yeah.
Especially if I got say an event or meetings that run late.
Like stay open till 11.
I need that. You're right. No, I agree with you. And sometimes it's a little hard to find. Sometimes a little hard to find those late night joints anymore because a lot of them.
I do
close
like
early.
Subway too.
Oh yeah. Oh,
But if I had
no prejudice.
But if I could choose, I would choose Jersey Mike's.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. Of course, if I'm choosing, then I'm probably going to go to Bojangles because I'm going to get a fried chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Anyhow, but all right, last one here. This is Ramona's. So Ramona's sandwich, Ramona's restaurant rather, in Portland, Maine. All right, classic Italian combo, right? And they harmonious layers of salami. I've never thought of layers of salami as harmonious, but I do probably sing a song in my head whenever I'm eating a sandwich that has salami on it. Mortadella, capicola, provolone, and all with an olive salad, all again on an Italian hoagie roll. Again,
nice.
All sounds good. I dare say there are some places though here in Charlotte, in and around Charlotte, that could give these folks a run for their money. So I appreciate that they have done a very non-scientific study of dozens of different sandwich places, and that these may be ones that they like. And I'm not saying they're bad at all, but I'll bet we give them a run for their money here. We could do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Except I'm staying away from the one that has carrots, blueberries, and cream cheese on it. Doesn't make them bad. It doesn't make them wrong. It's just, that's not my wheelhouse. Yeah. All right. I just want to talk about Bojangles now because now I'm hungry for Bojangles. All right, let's keep going. Got to talk markets here in the fourth quarter and the fourth segment of today's show. But we've been talking about them pretty much nonstop here today. And we talked a lot about gold, intentionally so, getting a lot of questions on that all-time high as far as the spot price is concerned. But I'm expanding that as well because there are parts of the market right now which have had unbelievable capital appreciation here just since January 1st of this year. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at you, Palantir. I'm looking at 150% just since January 1st. I'm looking at NVIDIA, largest company by market capitalization, up another 35% this year. I'm looking at big tech across the board. I mean, if you look at so many things, especially anything that's AI related, I'm looking at AppLovin. I'm looking at any number of companies that are out there, and the fervor that is out there for owning these kinds of things. And again, I'm not saying these are bad companies. I'm not saying these are wrong investments. Everybody's situation is unique. You definitely need to do your own due diligence and make choices. What I'm saying from a technical basis is just be careful. Just be careful. Whenever something has had a rapid amount of appreciation in a relatively short amount of time, I mean, I'm saying that constantly. Just be careful with it. That's all. Just have a healthy understanding about just in case you're forgetting, the two directions that it could go. Because we're doing this again as a market, I'm seeing it out there with greater regularity. We're starting to think in straight lines again. Not starting, we have been. We're doing it right now. We're thinking in straight lines, i.e. because something has done so incredibly well here in the last 9 months or so, there is an assumption by the market, by some players in the market, that it will just continue to do well. I see that in the so-called experts that are talking about where things are right now. I see it in the so-called prognosticators about where things are going to go from here. Just be careful with it. That's all. Just have a healthy understanding that when you have something that has appreciated so quickly in value in such a short amount of time, it can absolutely go in the other direction. Now, let's add to that where the Federal Reserve is right now. Got to talk about them a little bit. They made the rate cut here a couple of weeks ago. And relative to what several of the Fed board governors are saying and board chair Jerome Powell are saying, yeah, I have to say it. I don't agree with it. That's just my personal opinion on it. But I have to say, 2 more rate cuts before the end of the year looks like a possibility. I mean, it looks like that's sitting out there. There's even an increasing probability on 3. I think that's a stretch. But there are definitely some higher probabilities on 2 additional rate cuts before the end of the year. Now, nothing's real until it's real. So there's no way to lean into that number until it actually happens. But I think it's important for us to keep that kind of thing in mind because that absolutely affects the equity markets. It also affects, unfortunately, in the other direction, savers and CDs, high-yield money market accounts, long-term bonds. It definitely has some impact on that as well. Let's see where it plays. And again, if you're looking at mortgages, car loans, those kinds of things, probably going to be a more positive experience for you. I mean, here's just another anecdotal kind of data point. The 30-year mortgage, the one that's most often bought by folks who are securing mortgages for residential real estate, dropped on average by about 30 basis points, 0.3% here in the last couple of weeks. There was an 80% uptick in refinancing. Gosh, people are ready to refinance. Must have some high mortgage rates out there. Anyhow, keep an eye on it. Be careful. Make sure you're doing your due diligence. And come back with us next week here on Dollars and Cents presented by North Main Financial. Looking forward to it here on WSIC.
Serving you better than ever before. WSIC, Statesville, W290DK Mooresville, W264CU Statesville.
At Kane Center for the Arts, we believe art is for everyone. From our exciting performing arts series and gallery exhibits to robust